This is Zantedeschia aethiopica, common calla. And this has been around for many decades, a very popular plant, especially many years ago. I don't see it used as much as it used to be, but I certainly like it for its unique character as a design element. And as you can see here, it has a very striking form. The foliage is quite unique in terms of the leaves and how they're upright and elongated. It's a great texture, and then certainly the flowers are very distinctive and great cut flower. So as a design element in a landscape, I like using it, as you see here, as kind of a punctuation. I like it on corners or in beds at the back of the bed. Here you see it combined with jasmine and geranium biacovo. This was a design we did with all white flowers that looked really great. There's gardenia in the background. So this is basically a perennial, and I live in a hot inland valley during the summer. In the winter it freezes, but not very heavy. This is hardy down to around 10 degrees Fahrenheit plus or minus, and it's a pretty flexible plant, but that said, it does like moisture. As a matter of fact, it can grow in water. I've seen this sitting in ponds and doing very well. And then depending on your temperatures, we're in an area where the humidity is very low and it's very hot. And during the summer, this definitely needs shade in an area like this from the hot afternoon sun. It likes morning light or even full shade, although it can kind of flop around if you put it in full shade. So morning light seems to be a really good exposure in hot areas. And then if you're near the coast or in a cooler area, you can put this in full sun. So one of the things that people will tell you about this is that it's prone to spreading. And I've seen it in a lot of areas where you have an old garden, somebody came in and tilled it and did some different things, and it just starts popping up everywhere. I've never had it spread in one of the yards where I used it, so I'm not exactly sure. I believe the rhizomes, once they get broken up, if they get spread around, they're going to sprout on you. But if you plant these from containers in a set area and you're not disturbing the soil and moving it around, it's not like these have a runner that's going to make them spread. So here's the thing, at least in hot areas like where I live, during the summer, they don't like our extreme heat. These will actually kind of lay down and sometimes die back when we get the hottest part of the summer, and they really prefer, cooler temperatures. So when we start getting into the 90s consistently, a lot of times these plants don't behave well. They look great right now. It's March, and it's 50 to 70 degrees during the day, and these are in full bloom. These earlier pictures you see are actually just taken today, and it's the end of March. So you can tell they're kind of an early spring, late winter bloomer, and they're responding to this nice cool weather. Here's a shot of them taken today. So if you're going to use these, I like to use them in clumps, as you've seen in these different photos, as a background plant, or in a combination with some of these other plants you've seen. Also, the white flower, certainly distinctive and great for cutting, but looks good in slightly shady areas because the white color pops. So that's what I can tell you about callas. The one thing I've had as feedback is a lot of my older clients associate this with funerals. So make sure that you check with your client, find out if you're using this with clients, and make sure that they're okay with it, because some people have some associations you wouldn't necessarily assume with the plant. But I think it's a great perennial with a very distinctive look, and that is Zantedeschia aethiopica, common calla. As I mentioned, this really prefers constant moisture, so don't consider this a drought-tolerant plant. I think you'll be unhappy with the way it performs. It's likely to burn and potentially die back. So regular garden moisture to very wet, and tolerates different types of soils. And also, this is a deer tolerant plant. The deer consistently leave this one alone.